Honey. When I tell you, I need everybody, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. If you click on this video in the next 60 seconds, you're going to miss the one piece of information that just changed Carmelo Anthony's entire case. And honey, I'm not over exaggerating either. I'm not clickbaiting you. I'm about to show you with the receipts, honey. While a visiting judge just looked at the most powerful man in that courtroom and said, "No, no, 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 you gotta go. You gotta go. You get out of here. Get your butt out of here." Judge John Roach, honey, the man who gave Carmelo Anthony, a black boy, 35 years, the man who was proud of kicking every black jury off that jury, the man who went on TV after the verdict and said, quote, "Yeah, they did like he was celebrating a touchdown." Yeah, they did. Like he was celebrating a touchdown. That man, he just got banned, removed, rated. Can we get some raid for the Roaches? Huh? Can we get some, man, can we get some raid for the Roaches? Woo, hashtag raid them Roaches. Okay, and look, I'm about to tell you why this isn't just a win. This is the crack in the dam that could flood the whole case. Do you hear what I'm saying? But before I get to that part where I break down exactly what happens, Thursday, and trust me, Thursday is the day that matters, y'all. I need you to understand that they are trying to bury, okay? Because what I'm about to tell you in the next 3 minutes, the mainstream media isn't going to show y'all. CNN isn't going to show you. Fox isn't showing it, and there's a reason why. Stick around because, honey, I'm going to tell you the one constitutional violation that Carmelo new dream team is banking on and why this new judge might have no choice but to grant a full retrial. If you leave before then, honey, you're leaving without the blueprint. So here's what happened, y'all. August the 19th, 2026, today, Collin County, Texas. Carmelo Anthony walks into that courtroom in a green jumpsuit. Yeah, they made him wear the jumpsuit to his own hearing, like they was already reminding him where he belongs. And his new legal team is sitting there, not the judge appointed lawyer from the first trial, a dream team lawyer who came to box. Lawyers who knew how to read a law book and now to play chess. And the first move they made, they didn't attack the jury. They didn't attack the evidence. They went straight to the king, baby. Yes, they did. They filed a motion to rescue Judge Roach. And here's why this is the part that should make your blood boil. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What is going on here? Man, I tell you, if it's not one thing, it's another. Okay? My goodness. Hello?
Yeah, your alarm and it says enter the pin to disarm.
Okay, were you trying to leave?
No, I wasn't trying to leave. I was on FaceTime with Alicia and I was showing her your cars.
Oh, yeah, you open the door. You can't open that door. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry, y'all. My goodness. Oh, God. And let's just continue, right? They were straight for the king. I'm so sorry about that. They filed a motion to secure Judge Roach. And here's why. And this is the part that should make your blood boil. After the verdict, after he buried that 17-year-old child under 35 years, Judge Roach went on a press tour. He gave interviews. He celebrated. He said he was proud of dismissing Three black potential jurors. Proud? He said, and I'm reading this verbatim, I know how I made people mad. That's what he said, but not here to make them happy either. Ooh, my throat. And he said his job wasn't to satisfy the perception. That's what he said, perception. And I'm looking, perception. We are talking about a child's life, y'all. We are talking about a 17-year-old honor student with a 3.7 GPA who never been in trouble a day in his life. And this man is talking about perceptions like it's a parking ticket. So Carmelo's new lawyer said, nah, they said this man gave interviews while the case is on appeal. They said his public statements created an appearance of bias. That's what they said. They said no reasonable person could look at a judge celebrating a verdict and think it could fairly hear a motion for a new trial. And visiting judge, let me tell you what the visiting judge said. He agreed. He said, Roach gotta go. He gotta be removed. It is a done deal. Now, here's why this is bigger than you think. In Texas, honey, getting a judge banned who doesn't want to be banned, honey, that's like trying to fire a cop in a small town. A lot of times it just don't happen. The good old boy system been running since before any of us was born. The Confederate monuments is still on the courthouse lawns out there. And yet they had to spray the roach. Honey, they had to remove his ass because he made it too easy. He handed them the ban on a silver platter with his own mouth. But wait, because it gets deeper. And I'm about to show you why the timing of this is literally like a miracle to me. But first, I need you to understand what really happened at that track meet because 90% of y'all are watching this right now. Y'all don't know the real story, and the media made sure of it. Let me paint this picture for y'all. April the 2nd, 2025, Frisco, Texas. It's raining, y'all. Pouring down rain. We at a high school, Karmelo School. Well, not Karmelo School, but they haven't even had a tent that day. Karmelo School, he didn't have a tent that day. So Karmelo, 17-year-old at the time, trying to get out the rain, goes under the Memorial High School's tent. And honey, he knew somebody there. That wasn't just random. He wasn't trespassing. He was trying to stay dry. Then you have the Metcalf shows up, 17-year-old, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. Honey, big pounds, bigger than Karmelo. But they say what, 50, 60 more pounds bigger than Karmelo? And he wasn't alone, y'all. He had his brother Hunter with him. He had other football players with him, and they surrounded Karmelo. A group of white football players surrounding one black kid sitting under a tent. And then Austin put his hands on him, two hands on Karmelo's shoulders, pushed him back, pushed him backwards while he was sitting down, grabbed his backpack, wouldn't stop touching on him, wouldn't stop pushing on him, wouldn't leave him alone. Now, here's what they don't tell you in the news. Karmelo had a pocket knife, 3.5 inches. It's legal in Texas. It's not a switchblade. It's not a dagger. It's not a pocket knife. Okay? You can buy it at Walmart, y'all. You can buy it at the damn gas station. It's not a crime to carry it. It is not a crime to carry it. And he had it because, and this is what the defense tried to say before they got shut down. He had it. Listen, y'all, he had been threatened before. Okay? He had been in situations before. He was a black kid in Texas. He knew what it was. So when Austin wouldn't stop putting hands on him, when the group wouldn't back down, and when he was surrounded and pushed and grabbed, and Karmelo reacted, one swing, y'all, one defense motion, not a chase, not an ambush. not premeditated, a reflex. A child defending himself against bullies who would not stop touching him. And the body cam, oh, the body cam that they tried to use against him, let me tell you what was on that body cam that they don't want us to play. They don't want to play it, baby. They don't want it to play on the news. Carmelo was crying. Carmelo was crying, snobbing, saying, and I'm quoting, he put his hands on me. I told him not to, but he put his hands on me. And then he asked if Austin was going to be okay. Let me just say this again. The murderer asked if the victim was going to be okay. Does a murderer ask that? Huh? Does a cold-blooded killer cry and ask if a person he stabbed is going to survive? No. A child is in shock, asks that. A terrified baby asks that, but they cut that part out. Honey, they only play the I did it soundbite. They only play the part where he's confessing, not the part where he's explaining why. And the trial, oh, the trial was a setup from the jump. Closed courtroom, only 27 seats, no cameras, no overflow room. They shut the public out. They shut the community out, and then they struck every black jury, every single one of them. 3 black potential juries dismissed, and Roach was proud of it, baby. He was proud of it. And they, honey, then they reneged on the clean trial agreement. That does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? It means they had a deal. The prosecutors and defense agreed on certain rules, and then the prosecution broke those rules. They blocked Karmelo from testifying in his own defense. They blocked expert witnesses from explaining his epilepsy. Yeah, this child, Carmelo Anthony, he has epilepsy. And they wouldn't even let doctors explain how it affects stress responses. They blocked the forensics psychologist from telling the jury what trauma does to a 17-year-old brain. Honey, they boxed him in every single side and called it justice. But here's the kicker. Here's the part that should make you sick. Judge Roach signed the certification for Carmelo's right to appeal before the verdict, before the sentence. The paperwork was dated before the jury even came back, y'all. How you gonna certify an appeal for a conviction that hasn't happened yet? Unless you already knew what the verdict was going to be. Let that sink in. I'll wait. Now, if you're still watching, and you better be, because this is where it gets good, let me break it down, the legal chess that just happened here, and why Thursday, August the 20th, is the most important day in this case since the verdict. Carmelo's original lawyer, court appointed, limited resources, limited time, one man against a machine. And honey, they ran him over. But after the conviction, the family said, nah, we getting a dream team. They overhauled the whole squad, brought in lawyers who don't just know the law, they know how to win the law. And the first thing the dream team did, they didn't go after the jury. They didn't go after the evidence. They went after the referee. Okay? Because here's something a lot of people don't understand. If the referee is cheating, it don't matter how good you play. You got to get the referee off the damn field. And they did. Roach is gone. A new judge, outside judge with no ties to Collin County, no connection to the Metcalf family, no pre-existing bias, is going to hear the motion for a new trial on Thursday. Now, the motion for a new trial, this ain't, we think the jury got it wrong. This is, the trial violated the Constitution. Let me break that down what they arguing here, because this is the part that could actually free him. 1, the Sixth Amendment violation, right to a public trial. The courtroom was closed on 27 seats, only 27 seats. No overflow room, no alternative access. The Supreme Court in Raleigh versus Georgia says you cannot close a courtroom without you can't, without the findings and considering reasonable alternative. You can't do it. They didn't do that. They just closed it. Okay. Two, the denial of complete defense. The state allegedly reneged on the off the record understanding, right? They blocked witnesses, they blocked the testimonies, they broke agreements. You cannot put on a defense without both hands tied behind your back. Number three, errors in the jury charge. The instructions given to the jury were allegedly flawed. Four, okay, the effectiveness. Even if one error was harmless, the combination of errors, the closed courtroom, the missing witnesses, the broken agreements, the biased judge, it creates a fundamental unfair trial. And five, and this is the one that should terrify the prosecution, the appellate record wasn't even transcribed when the motion was filed. The case file was being held in chambers instead of the public record. How are you supposed to appeal when you can't even get the transcript? This isn't feelings, y'all. This is law. This is the United States Constitution. And if the new judge actually reads this motion, if they actually look at the facts instead of the headlines, they might have no choice but to grant it. But here's what I'm watching for on Thursday. Watch the new judge face. I want to watch it. Watch if they're actually engaged with the arguments or if they already got their mind made up. Watch if they grant a hearing or if they're just rubbing stamps and denied, okay? Because if they deny it without hearing the evidence, that's not justice. That's the same machine with a different ass face. And let me talk to my prayer warriors. Do we got any prayer warriors out here? Press 7 if you are a prayer warrior. Because I know y'all been fasting. I know y'all been praying. I know y'all been holding this baby up in the spirit. I'm here to tell you, God hears you. Look at the timing, y'all. The ban happened on August the 19th. The new trial hearing is on August the 20th. The judge was supposed to deny the motion. Gone. A new judge coming. Fresh eyes, fresh spirit, fresh chance. In the comments, oh, the comments are wild, y'all. We had rave for the Judge Roach today. The Roach got sprayed. Ding dong, the Roach is gone. Look at God. God been Godding, honey, and the devil never wins. When I tell you black Twitter, black Facebook, black YouTube, all is aligned, honey, that's not just social media. That is a spiritual alignment. That's the ancestors working overtime. And to the ones in the comments talking about Austin Metcalf was a real victim, let me say this with my whole chest. I don't celebrate death, but I also don't pretend that a group of white bullies putting hands on a black child is some innocent misunderstanding. August Metcalf chose to approach Carmelo. He chose to put his hands on him. He chose to grab his belongings. He chose to surround him with his football team buddies. And if God wanted Austin Metcalf to still be here today, he'll be here today. Okay. God is the giver of life and the taker of life. Nobody time is a mistake. Do you hear me? But what is a mistake, what is a sin, is putting a child in prison for 35 years for defending his own body against people who would not stop touching him. What it's saying is judge being proud of bias. What it's saying is closing the courtroom and striking every black jury and calling it justice. And God said, no. God said, I'm going to shake the table until the liars fall off. Do you hear what I'm saying? So here is our survival manual for this Thursday, because Thursday is the day. Thursday is when the new judge hears the motion for a new trial. And honey, we need all hands on deck. Number one, we need y'all to pray. Set it up, send it toward Karmelo, send it towards the courtroom, send it towards the new judge, because we need divine intervention. We need the spirit of truth to walk into that courtroom and sit down at the defense table. Number two, watch. If you can get to Collin County, get there. If you can't, watch it on live stream. Watch the news, watch the updates, because the media is going to try to spin this. They're going to try to make it sound like same evidence, same results. Don't let them. Keep your eyes on the Constitution, y'all. Keep your eyes on the Sixth Amendment. Keep your eyes on the closed courtroom, the missing jurors, the broken agreements, the judge doing press tours. Number three, I want y'all to speak. If you got a platform, use it. If you got a voice, raise it, because the other side is loud. The other side is organized. The other side is funded, and they want Karmelo to rot. They want him to do all 35 years. They want him to come out at 52 years old with nothing. And we cannot let that happen. Number four, don't stop. Even if Thursday goes our way, and I'm claiming it in Jesus' name, even if they grant the new trial, this ain't over. A new trial means we start over. New jury, new witnesses, new arguments, and we got to be ready. We got to be locked in, y'all. And if this Thursday don't go our way, if the new judge denies the motion, then we appeal it. Then we fight harder. Then we dig deeper, because we don't quit. We don't fold. We don't break. That's not who we are. Roach is gone. The dream team is in. The truth is coming. And Karmelo Anthony, that 3.7 GPA honor student, that child who asked if his attacker was going to be okay, that baby was crying on a body cam saying, he put his hands on me. That child is coming home. Free Karmelo, period. I want y'all to drop a purple heart in the comments. If you're riding with this baby to the end, and if you mad about it, stay mad, baby. We got more celebrating to do. We got more praying to do. We got more fighting to do. And we ain't stopping until that green jumpsuit is off his back and walking out in the Texas sun, a free man. Look at God, y'all. Look at God working. And keep your eyes on Thursday, because the ancestors is not done yet. Do you hear me, baby? I said, do y'all hear me out there? Hello? Hello, can I get a boom shaka laka laka? Come on now. I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back for more, baby.